The Board Up Zach. In the upcoming chapter, it was a quiet night in Sacramento, California, when the first chilling whispers of terror began to spread through the community. A shadowy figure moved silently under the cover of darkness, leaving behind a trail of unspeakable acts that would haunt the state for decades. Imagine this: a predator who struck not once, not twice, but over and over again, leaving victims traumatized and authorities baffled. This wasn't just any criminal, this was someone who seemed to vanish into thin air after each attack, leaving no trace except for fragments of fear scattered across multiple cities. Before I dive in, tell me, where are you watching from and what time is it there for you? I love knowing who's out there with me and where in the world you're tuning in from. Whether you're starting your day, winding down at night, or somewhere in between, I want to know what your moment looks like. It's also a great way for me to get to know you better and maybe even shape future content around your schedules. So go ahead, drop a comment below and let me know where you are today. I'm all ears. The year was 1976 when the first reports emerged of a brutal intruder breaking into homes during the dead of night. The East Area Rapist, as he came to be known, targeted women in their own beds, using violence and intimidation to silence them. Over the next decade, his crimes escalated beyond sexual assaults to include cold-blooded murder. By the early 1980s, he had expanded his territory, moving south to Orange County and leaving a trail of death and destruction in his wake. For years, law enforcement struggled to piece together the puzzle of who or what this monster could be. In the small town of Rancho Cordova, nestled near Sacramento, residents lived in constant dread. Families bolted their doors shut, installed security systems, and avoided walking alone after sunset. Yet nothing stopped the predator from striking again and again. Each crime left investigators scratching their heads, searching for connections between seemingly unrelated cases. Was this one man or an organized group? And why did he always manage to slip through the cracks? As we fast forward to the early 2000s, the case remained wide open, frustrating detectives and tormenting families still seeking closure. Forensic psychologist Emily Carter found herself drawn to the mystery after uncovering long-forgotten letters written by survivors recounting their harrowing experiences. She pored over these documents late into the night, her mind racing with questions. How could someone commit such heinous acts repeatedly without being caught? What drove this person to prey on innocent lives so mercilessly? By 2005, advancements in forensic technology offered new hope for solving the decades-old mystery. Detective Mark Thompson, who had spent much of his career chasing leads on the case, revisited old evidence with fresh eyes. Using DNA testing capabilities unavailable at the time of the attacks, investigators began matching biological material found at various crime scenes. One breakthrough involved linking semen samples collected from multiple victims to a single unknown male profile. Not someone previously considered a suspect, but someone entirely different. Could this finally be the key they needed? But the story doesn't end there. As years passed, public fascination with the case only grew stronger. True crime podcasts, documentaries, and online forums buzzed with theories about the identity of the Golden State Killer. Among those captivated by the case was Brian Carter, a computer programmer turned self-taught cryptographer. He applied advanced algorithms to decode patterns hidden within DNA databases, hoping to uncover clues missed by professionals. His work attracted national attention, sparking debates about whether amateurs could truly solve mysteries law enforcement couldn't crack. Meanwhile, Emily delved deeper into the psychological makeup of the attacker. Studying interviews conducted with victims revealed a haunting truth. Many described feeling as though the rapist enjoyed exerting control over them. It wasn't just about sex, it was about power. This revelation shook Emily to her core, making her question if any degree of understanding could explain such evil. How do you study something so monstrous without letting it consume you? She wondered aloud during a rare moment of reflection. Then came the turning point in 2018, a year that changed everything. Investigators turned to forensic genealogy, a cutting-edge technique that cross-references DNA samples against publicly available genetic databases. Following this lead, they identified a distant relative linked to the unknown male profile discovered years earlier. Tracing connections back through family trees led them straight to Joseph James DeAngelo, a former police officer living quietly in Citrus Heights, California. On April 24, 2018, detectives arrested DeAngelo after confirming through additional DNA tests that he matched the profile left at numerous crime scenes. The announcement sent shockwaves across the nation. Here was a man who had once sworn to protect and serve, now revealed as one of America's most infamous serial killers. During his trial, witnesses recounted chilling encounters, while forensic experts provided damning evidence linking him to more than 50 rapes and 13 murders spanning over a decade. Despite his calm demeanor in court, DeAngelo's actions spoke volumes of a twisted mind obsessed with domination and destruction. After days of deliberation, the jury delivered a verdict: guilty on all counts. Justice may have been served, but the story didn't stop there. Inside Joseph James DeAngelo's prison cell, analysts uncovered artwork created during his incarceration. Using sophisticated image recognition software, they decoded recurring themes tied to specific locations and dates corresponding to known crimes. These messages suggested that DeAngelo might have left deliberate clues intended to taunt authorities even beyond the grave. Was he playing games right up until the end? Or were these final acts of defiance meant to confuse and confound forever? At the same time, advancements in artificial intelligence opened unprecedented opportunities for analyzing large datasets related to the case. A program developed by Brian Carter sifted through thousands of pages of archived material, flagging patterns previously overlooked by human eyes. His findings hinted at possible ties between DeAngelo's actions and broader criminal networks operating throughout California during the 1970s and 1980s. Were these isolated incidents or part of something far larger? The atmosphere shifted dramatically as public interest in the case surged once again. Social media platforms buzzed with theories, some credible, others far-fetched, yet all contributing to a global conversation about justice and accountability. Families affected by similar losses gathered annually to honor their loved ones, finding solace in shared memories and unwavering determination. "We won't stop fighting," said Linda Hayes during a memorial service held near Sacramento, her voice cracking with emotion, underscoring the personal stakes involved. Despite the arrest and conviction, fundamental questions remain unanswered. What exactly caused Joseph James DeAngelo to become who he was? Can anyone fully comprehend the depths of such depravity? Psychologists have debated these issues for years, examining factors ranging from childhood trauma to societal influences. But perhaps the most haunting question of all is whether true evil can ever truly be understood, or will it always lurk just beyond our grasp? Let's take a step back and revisit the beginning. Picture this: a suburban neighborhood bathed in moonlight, where shadows stretch long and every creak of the floorboards echoes like a warning. Somewhere among these streets, a predator stalked his prey, methodically planning each move before striking without mercy. Residents went to bed feeling safe, only to awaken to horror unimaginable. How does someone fall so far into madness that they see nothing wrong with destroying lives so casually? For every answer uncovered, new mysteries arise. Did DeAngelo act alone, or did others participate in his crimes? Could there be more victims than originally thought? Advances in forensic science continue to unravel secrets buried deep within archives, offering tantalizing possibilities worth pursuing. In 2023, researchers announced another startling discovery. Traces of handwritten notes found at several crime scenes contained cryptic symbols resembling codes used by military personnel. Could DeAngelo's background as a policeman and Vietnam War veteran provide insight into his methods or mask darker truths waiting to surface? Technology evolves at breakneck speed, offering tools once thought impossible. Yet challenges persist. Forensic experts warn against over-reliance on machines, emphasizing the importance of human intuition in solving complex cases. Psychologists study behavioral patterns exhibited by perpetrators, hoping to identify warning signs before tragedies occur. Ordinary citizens grapple with difficult questions about safety, trust, and accountability in their communities. How close do monsters live to us, and how easily can we miss the signs? As we reflect on this harrowing tale, one thing becomes clear. Evil exists in many forms, often hiding in plain sight. But so does resilience. Despite the horrors endured, the people of California continued to rebuild, finding light in the darkest corners. Support groups formed by family members of victims offer comfort and strength, reminding everyone that love can conquer fear. Memorials stand proudly, honoring those lost and inspiring future generations to learn from past mistakes. Do you believe the case will ever be fully solved? Or does its identity remain forever shrouded in darkness? As we ponder these questions, let us remember the lives touched and tragically ended by this horrific series of crimes. Because only by honoring their memory can we hope to move forward, armed with knowledge and fortified by compassion. Or will the shadows always hold sway, reminding us of the limits of human understanding? What do you think happened here? Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree with the theories presented? Or do you have your own ideas about what drove D'Angelo to commit such atrocities? Your input matters, and it shapes the stories I share next. So go ahead, type it out, and hit send. I'll see you there.